everyone. If you live anywhere other than Florida, you are probably experiencing fall. Or if you live in the other hemisphere, in which case you're experiencing spring. But these tips can still apply to you because there are going to be seasonal treats anytime during the year. So in North America, we are having fall, and even though it's gross and hot in Florida, there's still this like feeling of fall and, different food offerings. And I mean, I, for one, am really excited about, I saw a pumpkin spice latte espresso martini on Instagram that a local restaurant is making. And I'm like, I need to try that. And I love all things apple, cinnamon. And so I'm definitely feeling those temptations to indulge in some fall foods. And in fact, this weekend, I'm going to make a butternut squash lasagna. Sorry, I feel like I probably have dog fur on me. I'm going to make a butternut squash lasagna that's got mascarpone cheese in it this weekend, but I'm going to pare down the mascarpone cheese and increase the amount of ground turkey breast that's in this lasagna to make it work for my macros, and just make it a little bit more healthy. Eating a lot of mascarpone cheese is not going to make me feel very good, and it's not going to help me achieve my goals. So be on the lookout for that recipe coming soon. Anyway, so we are going to talk about 4 strategies to help you indulge in your fall favorites. But again, this is really relevant to any time of the year, because maybe during the summer you want to indulge in, like more margaritas, or maybe during the spring you want to indulge in, I'm not really sure, but you get the point. Like, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be something. And so these are my 4 strategies to help you enjoy do you see there's stringer leering in the background? Indulge in your fall treats while still maintaining your physique goals and staying healthy, because part of being healthy is mental health too, right? And just everything has to be in balance. So anyway, let's get into these 4 strategies, but I also have a little bonus one for you at the end that's a little bit more macronutrient, physiologically kind of, those kind of tips. So the first one is you need to choose the things that you really want. So, all right. It's the date of recording this is October 13th, Friday the 13th, and Halloween is coming up. So we've got, you walk into the store and it's like all this Halloween candy, and at least it's like that at Publix. And, that can be a temptation to some, but for me, Halloween candy just really doesn't do it for me. And Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes, cheap thrill, doesn't really do it for me. So, I come into this time of the year and it's going to get especially bad not bad, but this is going to be especially meaningful for me during Christmas, because I don't care about pumpkin spice, but let me tell you, when it comes to mocha mint, I want all of the things. So beforehand, think about the things that you really want this time of the year. I love apple pie. I am 100% ordering an apple pie from a local bakery for Thanksgiving. I am going this weekend. There's a really lovely coffee shop that is doing cardamom buns, and they are doing sweet potato latte. Don't ask me what's in a sweet potato latte. I mean, I know it's not sweet potato, but I guess it's just the way that they make their syrup. So like, I don't want those like syrups that come like in mass produced. But if you are a local coffee shop and you are making your own syrup in-house, like I'm definitely down to try that. So I think about it ahead of time. What are the things that I want to indulge in around this time of the year? And, then I can really look forward to them. Those are things that are really meaningful. They're not just things that are like a cheap thrill that you're eating it just because it's there. I mean, you might enjoy that for like 2 seconds, but it's not going to be as meaningful and exciting and enjoyable when you're just eating it because it's there, because it's convenient. But when you have it like planned out, like, man, I am so excited to go to this like bakery and get these, apple caramel blondies that I absolutely love, then that's going to be really exciting and you're going to really enjoy that. So choose the treats that you really, really want that are going to be really meaningful for you. And then the second one is enjoy those things in moderation. So we don't want to just like sit down with like a whole pie. I mean, we do. I want to do that. But, let's say I did. I'd probably get about a fifth of the way through it, and then I'd be like, okay, that's enough. So I say I do, but I don't think I really do. But like when we choose these things in moderation, we are going to feel much better. So, maybe you do love Halloween candy and you get a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups and you have, two Reese's peanut butter cups every day. Then, cool. Maybe it's that you do get a pie, and so my husband and I will get a pie and we'll split it up. Like we'll literally eat a 16th of it. And then after the course of a week, we'll eat a 16th, blah, blah, blah. And then, over the course of a week, we finish our pie. Sometimes we get stuff and freeze it. And so that way we can just kind of enjoy these things like in really small doses. Because, as long as you're enjoying the things in moderation, you're not having it like every single meal, every single day, you can make it work for you. And we'll get into a little bit more about that in my bonus tip. The third strategy is don't make these things taboo. When you make them, like you want to eat it in secret, you want to eat it by yourself, like those kind of things, like that can really kind of lend itself to disordered eating. Trust me, I have been there. Back in the day when I starved myself to do bikini competitions, I would leave yoga and then go to Whole Foods because it was across the parking lot, and I would get those dried like the green bean things, like not freeze dried, but when you put them in the air, anyway, I would get these, like this tub of like these green bean things, and I would sit in my car and I would eat half of them, but and then I would throw them away. So there was no evidence. And it just led me down a really bad path of feeling really bad about myself. And so I've done that at home where I've eaten something and then I'll throw away the evidence so nobody can find out. And I really try and stay away from that, because it's not great practice. So we don't want to do that. We also just don't want to make it like taboo. We don't want to make it this big deal. Yeah, it is kind of a big deal because you are excited about it, but we don't want it to be like, oh, I had these cookies and like I feel really bad about it. Like it's not like that. It's just food. And it's a food that, yeah, it's not spinach, it's not broccoli, but it's not bad, because you're having it in moderation, and it's something that you really enjoy. So, let's take the taboo away from it. Let's, get it off this like super high pedestal. I mean, it's just a latte, right? It's just a cookie. Whatever it is, it's just food. So, let's kind of like take the wind out of its sails and remember, it's just food. It's just, a couple hundred calories. You've got the whole rest of your day to eat your spinach and eat your broccoli and eat your chicken. And, you want to stay mostly on those whole food things, but sprinkle these little treats in moderation just to keep yourself happy. And then the fourth strategy is to be really present when you are enjoying these indulgences. Because then, you're going to enjoy it a heck of a lot more. If you're just like eating things mindlessly, next thing you know, you look up and you're like, dang, I just unwrapped like 8 pieces of candy. I don't even remember them. Or you sit down and you're like, you have your pumpkin pie, or you have, some kind of like apple cider donuts. And you just like pound the whole thing. And then you're just like, wait a second. I don't even remember that. Like, be there. Sit with it. Be present. And you can really enjoy it. You can really savor it. And you can walk away from it feeling like, man, that was freaking awesome. I really enjoyed that. And now I can move along. I don't feel guilty. It was something that brought me a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy. And I'm going to move on now. I'm really glad I had that. All right. So we've gotten through our 4 strategies. Choose the things that you really want. Enjoy them in moderation. Don't make them taboo, and be really present when you are enjoying them. And so the 4th little strategy is something that I have been utilizing. So over the last, I think it's been 14 weeks, I have been in a cut. I have lost 10 pounds. And the only reason I know that is because I did weigh myself at the beginning. And then, or sometime around when I started. Oh yeah, I did weigh myself when I started because I needed to get my weight so I could figure out my total daily energy expenditure. And weight's part of that calculation. And then I weighed myself a couple weeks ago because I wanted to see, I was doing pull-ups and I was doing weighted pull-ups, and I was curious to know like what percentage of my body weight I was doing my pull-ups with. And so I saw what my weight was. Like, none of this was ever about losing weight. It was about losing body fat and feeling better in my clothes because I want to look really cute in my clothes. Like, I don't care. I don't I don't know what to tell you. This is something that I value. And I am vain. I don't care. I was like, what percentage of my body weight was I using for a kettlebell when I was doing my pull-ups? So I was curious to know. So I had to weigh myself for that. So I found out that I lost 10 pounds over the course of, I think, about 14 weeks. Maybe it was longer. I don't remember. I started it back in June and it's October. So, I did a very intentional deficit to help myself lose some body fat. I definitely lost body fat. I feel really awesome. And so yes, I was in a calorie deficit, but I am not in, like, I still eat things that I love and enjoy. Like, Saturdays are off limits. Like, I will enjoy my Saturdays. I will eat whatever I want on Saturdays. So what I did was, in effort to be able to continue to eat whatever I wanted on Saturdays, I took a couple Saturdays as sample, and I did my best to track everything I ate. Now, it's hard to do that because, like, on Saturdays, like, you go out and you eat wings and you eat sweet potato fries, or at least I do. And you have margaritas. And so you do your best to guesstimate the amount of things. I'm not bringing a food scale with me. so you're doing your best to guesstimate like how much you're eating, and you put it in MyFitnessPal, and it's like, I don't know if this is completely accurate, but I did this a couple times and I landed around 3,500 calories. So what I did was I was like, okay, if I burn, I don't know, like 20,000 calories in a week or something, let me account for my 3,500 calories on Saturdays, and then I put myself in a deficit all of the rest of the days. So that way I could maintain doing what I want on Saturdays. And it worked. I'm a huge fan of that. And so, you know, when I work with clients who are like, hey, I really want, you know, I want to be able to like go out with my friends, and I want to be able to have like, you know, eat the things that I want, you know, like if they want to go out on Friday night and have date night, if they want to like do family dinners on Sundays, then we'll account for that and make sure that you can be in a deficit despite those things. But anyway, and then also like on a day-to-day basis, like I still eat things that I love. Like I put maple syrup in my oatmeal. I eat chocolates. You know, like I said, my husband and I will buy a pie and we'll split it up into, you know, little portions, and I'll have, you know, 200 calories of apple pie in my days. I just account for those things. So with that said, you can maintain those little in your indulgences, your little treats and stuff by, you know, accounting for it in your calories, the way that I just explained that I did, accounting for it, balancing your blood sugar. So whenever I will have these things, I either do it with protein or like after a meal. So, let's say, you know, like we get, what's something that we got? Like we had a donut. Like I actually had half a donut yesterday. I had it after my lunch. So I had my whole lunch. And there was a whole donut. I could have eaten the whole thing and not tell Tyler. But I chose, you know, I cut it in half so that way I could split it with him. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to just sit down and like have this half a donut. Are you kidding me? I'm going to want more sugar. So I was like, let me eat something real, something with sustenance, something that's going to make me full. And then I'm going to have this half a donut, and that's going to be like the icing, you know, on the cake. Literally, because it had icing on it. It's icing on the donut. Sorry, my pup's struggling here. Hey, baby, come here. Let me move this for you. Go. Oh, bud. Oh, senior dog stuff. But anyway, so this is running really long, and I want to wrap it up. But if you have this full meal, so I had my lunch, I had, you know, chicken and turkey, and I had a bunch of vegetables, and I had my rice, and then at the end I had, you know, my 150 calories worth of donut. So I have eaten all of this really great stuff, and now I'm full. I'm not going to want to eat the whole thing. I mean, of course I wanted to eat the whole thing, but like not as much, because I've already eaten enough to make me full. And I'm feeling like very satisfied, very satiated. I just want like those couple bites of sweet. But we also, you know, if you're going to, let's say you're going to go somewhere and get like your pumpkin spice latte, and you're also going to get, like an apple fritter muffin, then what I would say would be, you know, find a way to incorporate some protein into that. So maybe before you leave the house to go to your coffee shop, you know, bring a couple hard-boiled eggs and you eat them in the car on the way there, or you have them at home and then you go there. Or if you make pumpkin spice lattes at home, with like the syrup, then add some protein powder to that. Or like have some Greek yogurt along with this. But if you find a way to either have these indulgences with or after a full meal, and then make sure that you get plenty of protein. And when I say plenty of protein, I mean like at least 25 grams. Like if I'm being honest, it should be about 25 to 30 grams, but at least 20 grams of protein. And that's going to help keep your blood sugar balanced. You're less likely to have that blood sugar spike followed by the insulin spike, And that's going to make it really, I mean, it's going to make it not impossible to lose fat. So, we really want to focus on, keeping that blood sugar balanced. That way you can stay, if your goal is to lose fat, then you can stay in fat loss mode. And if your goal is to build muscle, then you can utilize that sugar, but pair it with protein to help you get that protein into your muscles faster. And that's a great way to recover so you can build muscle. But ultimately, you don't want to have it in lieu of your full meal, but you just want to have those indulgences after your meal, so that way you're less likely to keep going. You're going to feel better. You can work these things in and you can still achieve your goals. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, if you've made it this far, thank you for being here. Make sure that you like, rate, and subscribe. I super appreciate it. And we'll be back with more tips on helping you achieve your goals. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.